Welcome back to STL Live. I'm Sarah Bernard and my guest is Kerry Manderbach of the St. Louis Media History Foundation. We've been talking about this, a wonderful archive collection of media history of St. Louis that you all have. So where are you located?
Well, we're lucky enough to be housed in the Karplus Manuscript Library Museum, which is located at 3524 Russell Boulevard near Grand. It's right across from the water tower, Reservoir Park. And inside of the museum, we have certain spaces. We have a space for the research center where people can come in and do that research I was talking about. And we also have a separate room, which is the St. Louis Media History Gallery, where we put on exhibits of some of the things that we hold in our collection of archives.
All right, and so right now, what are you featuring in the gallery?
Right now we have a feature on the history of Ralston Purina advertising. Ralston Purina, of course, is a local company, and they've been around for over 100 years. And basically, we have a history of advertising that was put together by their PR department led by Susan Anderson Barr. They did a marvelous job. You should come down and see it sometime.
Yeah.
And Ralston Purina, of course, has been in all media and print. So we have examples of their print advertising. We have examples of the radio shows they used to sponsor. There was a radio cowboy called Tom Mix, and he had a show back in the 1940s, and they sponsored that. So we have actually some broadcasts that occur in that room over a vintage radio set while you're in there enjoying the printed material.
Right, and that's very interesting. And Ralston Purina has had so many different product lines, from obviously the pet foods that we know, but cereal and many other products as well. So I'm sure it's a vast collection.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah. All right. And so, would you say that St. Louis is an important hub of media culture in our country?
Absolutely. We had one of the earliest radio stations when radio first became available. That was WEW back in the 1920s. We had one of the earliest television stations in the United States. That was KSD TV in 1947. So we've always been pretty much up there in terms of electronic media. And of course, we also had the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, which was owned by the Pulitzer family, and of course everybody has heard of the Pulitzer Prize in journalism, so that's very important also.
Right, right. So St. Louis is a part of all of that. And as media is shifting now to more online, how is your collection changing, or is it there yet?
Well, we're getting there. We've had meetings, our board has had meetings about preserving digital media as well, social media. And so we have a study group that's working on how to do that because there's so much of it. So we sort of have to pick and choose what we want to save because there's only a limited space for the time being.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I mean, we're just surrounded by media in our lives ever more, I mean, all the more every day, it seems. So, okay, so how can the public, what are your hours? Can we walk in the door? Tell us a little bit about how we can access all the information.
All righty, we'll come down to the Karplus Manuscript Museum, which is located at 3524 Russell Boulevard. Basically right now in that part of the museum we have an exhibit on Mark Twain, on his manuscripts. We will be having an exhibit on baseball, National League Baseball, which corresponds with our new media exhibit that we're going to have soon, which is Baseball in the Media in St. Louis. And we're open from Tuesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're closed on Mondays because we have to take a break sometime.
Of course. Of course, especially in media, because no one ever takes a break in media. So, all right, so lots of ways to come in, take a look, see what's available, and use it for research. Go ahead.
There's also a website, St. Louis Media History Foundation has a website where you can access some things online. You can get little snippets of digital media, and then you can also read up on some things. So that is available, stlouismediahistory.org.
Okay, lots of ways to access information, which is fantastic. You guys are definitely keeping up with the times. Yes, and you're a busy man. You teach media studies?
Yes, I teach media studies at UMSL, so I'm pretty busy with that as well.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I bet you are, and you know your subject, which is important. So,
thank you.
All right. So, for more information about the St. Louis Media History Gallery and research, call 314-282-0234. There's more STL Live after this. Stay with us.